You're listening to Streaming Murder from John and Toni Rakestraw, produced by streamingmurder.com. Our books are available at amazon.com. Miguel de Cervantes, the writer of Don Quixote, the guy who chased windmills, I believe said it best, and I paraphrase. I have held men dying in my arms. They ask with their eyes wide open, why? Why me? I don't believe they were asking, why was I dying? But why had I ever lived? The screams that never die away. There was no warning, no great ill wind that blew in that new hell. It just happened. The sun in the future was bright one day, and the next day the world fell apart. Each day I asked the sky and a lost God, why did you leave me to live here? My living horror started like a simple flu. Nothing worse than some coughs and a headache, but you saw it spread like wildfire right before your eyes. It came from all around, cursing. Then the screaming started. I sat in the back of the bus on my way to get a beer and watch the game. I had the last seat on the bus and the last gasp of humanity the world was going to see. I watched as the people in front of the bus jostled one way and another in panic. The crowd moved as one. The spoor ran through each of them. One moment we were all sitting, waiting for the next stop. The next moment after that, screams that were horrific, never-ending screams. Then pain, severe and terrible, as if someone threw us into a fire pit. Fully grown men were crying near me, their fear bubbling up and converting them into little boys. I still had no idea what was happening, but I watched as the relentless, incessant moaning and screaming engulfed the people before my eyes. I knew whatever it was death. That was all I needed to know. It was not like any death I'd seen before. It was one that took their lives as they stood and left them empty shells. One that screamed. These screams never stopped. Even now I hear the world screaming. The bus crashed into a building and threw us all forward. I picked myself up off the floor and kicked my way out of the path of that evil spoor. I kicked that bus window away and jumped from it and ran into the next crowd, hoping that I could slow down the spoor long enough to get away. I ran from the incessant screaming, screeching cacophony of noise that was way off in the distance, still following behind me. I ran towards the river. I jumped into the river and swam for an island. I now sit and wait, either for help that's never to arrive, or I can't even think the words. I see them all standing there screaming non-stop at the edge of the water. I'm going to try to sleep now. I haven't slept in 3 days, and even the shadows are taunting me. Hopefully I won't wake up, but I doubt I'll get that lucky. There was no warning of any sort. It just happened. One day the world was safe and we were secure in our comfortable routines. And next it was all gone. As if our lost gods had seen fit to wipe clean the slate upon which we had lovingly created. I awoke. My body was aching and the screams still there. Why was I spared? Why did I ever live? And when do I get to die? I know now, though. The gates to hell need a gatekeeper. We hope to see you next time here on the internet at Streaming Murder. Find Streaming Murder broadcast on Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, and YouTube. We are viewer and listener supported on patreon.com. Our books are available on amazon.com for your reading pleasure.